I'm really excited to show you the Salomon Advanced Skin 8 set running vest, which is the women's version of the men's Advanced Skin 12 or 5 sets. The features are all the same, but the fit is designed especially for the female form. So I am going to give you a review, and then I'm going to compare it with the old unisex Advanced Skin 12, which is here. And I'm also going to compare it with the S-Lab Sense Ultra 8 set, which is just here. Both of these I've used a lot. And then I'm going to compare it to some other trail running packs that I've used in the past, like my Raidlight pack, my Montane pack, Innovate packs, and also my favourite budget options from Aonijie and Decathlon too, so that we can see what we're paying 3 times the price for. So I'll take your questions live after that, so keep the chat coming and I'll go through. And then after that, I'll let you know who we're going to be talking to next week on the live show. He's a super chap. And I'm going to be reminding you what goodies are in this month's competition. Just bring that up now. Competition. Woo! And then I am going to be showing you some Wild Ginger running buffs. They are here. Ta-da! And I'm going to be telling you about Keswick Mountain Festival. So let us crack on with the review first of all, because that is what you're all here for. I wish my chair was a bit higher, then you could see the whole thing. Let's just put this down here like that. Right, so you can see the whole thing now, can't you? Okay, so let's start with the review. So this is the Salomon Advanced Skin 8 set. So this has been specifically designed for a women's fit. So at the moment there is no 8-litre men's pack that I can find on the internet, and the men's options are still 5 litres and 12 litres. These also come up for the women as well. They're just not a specific women's fit. So as far as I can tell from online, they're pretty similar, so just let me know in the comments if I'm barking up the wrong tree there. But I'm going to just take you through the features of this pack. It's lovely, but there are some really, really great things that they've improved on since from the Advanced Skin. But there's also some things that I'm just like, ooh, I wonder why they've done that, and maybe you can help me in the live chat here tonight. Okay, so the cost, first of all, it's £115, that's 115, and the capacity is around 8 litres, as it says with the 8 set, but it's anything from like 6 litres to 10 litres that you can fit into this pack. The sizes are this, and this is the main thing for the women really, extra, extra small, small, medium and large. So mine is a medium, and just to give you an idea, I am a size 12, we're like 10 to 12 ladies, and I'll just turn around. Ta-da. You can see the back there. So I'm a size 12, and so my size medium is a 90 to 96 centimetres, or 35.5 to 37.5 inches. So that's really good, because previously in the unisex packs I was looking at using a small or an extra small, and even that was too big and it was a bit gapey. So that's great news for the women. Men, you were probably okay anyway, so that's good. So weight is 35 grams for the whole pack, and that's including these 2 bottles, which I'm going to show you in a minute because they're a little bit different to the old style of bottle. So the bottles weigh 41 grams each, so it's 350 grams for a size medium, including the bottles. But that's not including the bladder insulator, which is actually just over there. Let me go and get it. Which is if you want to use a hydration bladder instead with this pack, which I possibly wouldn't do because I like to be able to refill bottles at aid stations easier and tell how much I've got left. So you also get this insulating pouch with the pack for free, and it's 27 grams. Okay, so those are the nitty-gritty details. So first of all, I'm going to talk about the fit, because obviously it's designed for women, and the men have the Advanced Skin 12 set, which is £130, and the 5 set, which is £110. So hopefully all you guys have found Salmon a good fit for years, and to be fair, it's been okay for me. Like, if a little large on the large size, even in an extra small. And like sometimes it can be a bit gapey at the shoulders here, you know, like I found the Sense Ultra a bit gapey at the shoulders. But this fit is really, really good. If you are advising any lady friends, or you are a woman yourself looking for a really good fit, a really good woman's fit, this pack really hugs you in all the right places. It doesn't gape here at the shoulders. It fits really, really well over the shoulders, and it feels like it sort of comes in at the waist. So I feel just really comfortable. I just move to the side there. There's no gaping here. It just sort of fits around me really, really well, which I really, really like. There's no bounce. Like I thought this chest strap thing, it just feels quite flimsy, to be honest, and I thought, oh, what's that going to be like when I've weighed it down with a load of stuff? But it's actually good. Like I've got this huge first aid kit in my bag, as you can see there, for a running club, because I lead a group and I'm a first aider as well, so I've got that in there, and it doesn't bounce up and down, so that's brilliant. And so the old packs, I did used to find that this one was a little bit bouncy up and down, especially when you filled the water bottles right up full and had them at the front there, like in the traditional packs. But that was probably due to the fact that it wasn't quite a perfect fit like this one is. This one does not move. It just sat really, really nicely. It's also made of this really slinky material, which just feels super nice. It's like a swimming costume that's really strong and stretchy. That's how I can best describe it as. It's really, really comfortable and really stretchy, but feels really robust. So I think that is, it's a nice upgrade. And both the men's and the women's packs, I believe, are made of the same thing. I don't see why they wouldn't be. So I think that's a nice upgrade from this material here, which was just a little bit harsher on the skin and not as slinky. So I'm a big fan of the new slinkiness in this Salomon pack. So one massive part of the fit, which is sort of disguised here, is the water bottles. So the water bottles are completely different. This is the old water bottle. Well, actually, it's the new old water bottle. So the old water bottles are here. So they're sort of square at the end. The new ones had this sort of hard part of plastic at the end, so that you could post them in easier. Down the front, they sat like this and like this there. The new ones, look at this, it's amazing. Oh my god, look, it's completely different in shape. Let me just get this out. I had secured these down using the pole loops because these were smacking me in the face last night while I was running. So these bottles are quite obviously very different in shape. They are still it says 450 millilitres is the final measurement on here, but I'm assuming that when you fill them right to the top, that then reaches 500. I don't know that for sure, but I'm guessing that that's right because it's the same on this one actually. It says 450 millilitres at the top of both of them. So that I'm presuming makes 500 when you fill it right to the top. So different so that it can go in the pockets down here, and so for women that's under the boob. So oh, I've just put it in the wrong one. Why have I done that? So it's under the boob, and so that makes it way more comfy for a woman's fit. And then you've got these little sort of bungee things here, and you just pop the tube right up there. So I find that these are a bit too long, so these are like going to slap me in the face. So what I would do is I would just chop them down. So I just pull it off the end here, and I would just chop like an inch off or something. Always chop less than you think and try it first, because you don't want to be ending up with something that's too small. So those are the bottles. Just worth bearing in mind though, Salomon aren't the first company to put bottles in this area here. It's not like rocket science. Their pack from Montane here, that already had put bottles down here, just here. So they had this bottle went in here like that. This is the Jaws 10, and they also have the Fang 5, and they both have bottles down like that. You can also, I think you can buy a Montane bottle with the wire that goes all the way up, and then you just secure it in here as well. But mainly they sent me it with this, so presumably they just thought you were going to take it out, drink from it, put it back, which was easy to do, but the straws just make it easier. So then the other people who do a pack with the bottles down below are Innovate. And this is what I will be reviewing in a couple of weeks' time. This is the new Race Ultra Pro 2-in-1 from Innovate. So this is the next one that I'm going to be looking at. But this one has the bottles down here as well, and really, really long tubes all the way up to here. So that is the Race Ultra Pro 2-in-1. So keep watching for a review of that coming up. So yeah, so Salomon aren't the first people to put the bottles down here, but it is really nice that you can now get a Salomon pack where the bottles are down here, so that if you're, especially the larger breasted women, you're not sort of double boobing in effect, because like if you have your bottles here and here, you've just got extra chest. And although for a woman it can be quite comfy to carry weight in this area, like I never usually had a problem with that, it just sticks out a load more, doesn't it? So putting them down here is really comfy. It's also warmer. It's warmer to carry, it's warmer to have this plastic and water insulating you around here. So that's interesting as well. So I do need to cut the tubes down. We've chatted about that. So then we'll come on to the pockets now. So I think I've just put this water bottle back in the wrong pocket. So I've put it in the lower pocket. It's a very easy thing to do, to change. So then pop it just in there. So as you can see, the pockets on this vest are similar to most other Salomon packs. So you've got these couple of pockets at the front here, really, really stretchy, can fit a phone really easily in there, and even some more water maybe, and any snacks, drinks that you want to access immediately. Then if you turn around to the side, you've got the usual Salomon zip pocket at the side here. Very easy to open with one hand, just like that, and fill and get to whatever there is. You don't have to be that flexible to be able to access this pocket, so that's really good. Doing it up is a little bit more of a faff. You have to sort of how can I show you this? Oh yes, you have to pop your finger down at the bottom there and sort of work the zip back up. With a little bit of practice, you can do that really quick, that's fine. Also, there's some pockets here, as usual with Salomon, side pockets here and here. And that is very normal. That's the same kind of pocket situation as you would get on the previous model and on the Sense Ultra as well. What is different is on the old Advanced Skin, this might be the old one, so just let me know in the comments if they've had an upgrade since this one, because I'm not sure whether I missed out one. But basically, on the back they had these pockets here, which are really stretchy, and you can actually reach these on the move. So you can reach your arm around and you can get to these. With this pack, there's a much smaller version. I'm just going to show you a picture, because if I turn around, the microphone's going to go all on me. So if I just show you here, you can't really see from that picture either. Let's try a different one. So this is a picture of me earlier. So can you see to the right hand side, there's sort of another hint of a pocket there. That's at the side. It's still not very... I'm just going to take the bag off because I really want to show you this. Right, so if I take this off now, I can show you the other pockets around the back. Just take it off, it'll be easier. So we've got these two pockets here. Can you see that? And these you can't actually reach when you put your arm around the back. They're really high up and they're really thin. You can't reach them. The other strange, so I thought, oh, maybe just put a gel. You could sort of reach a gel in here. That'd be fine. And then the other thing that's strange about these pockets is that they meet up with these pockets. So all that's separating them is this bit of stitching just here. That's all. So you can see I could put my thumb through there. So that's a bit strange that there's this pocket here. What I would prefer is the same as on this one, a larger pocket around the back there so that you can reach in and actually get stuff out of it. This pocket on this one is not very obtainable really, so I'm not sure why that's happened, because to me that's not forward progress. So that's my opinion on that pocket. Sorry, Salomon. Then the other thing that is cool though on the pockets side of thing is, let me just get my notes from earlier. I've written a review. So there's these really cool extra pockets which don't feature on the other Salomon packs that I've tried in the past. So you've got a really cool pocket at the shoulder here. So So just at the shoulder, so you can reach up and you can get into this little pocket, and I'll just pull it out for you so you can see. But it's sort of it's not a waterproof material. It's not waterproof because it hasn't got a taped seam, but it is slightly sort of water resistant. So you could, I'm not sure what you could put in there, maybe like some electrolyte tablets or a tiny gel or something like that. There's not a closure system to it, so you don't want to put anything in there that you definitely don't want to fall out. Like you wouldn't want to put anything valuable, credit cards in there. There's no zip. So there's another one of these, if I just pop the pack on again. There's another one of these next to the bottle. So there is one just here. And so I'm guessing that, again, this one is for electrolytes. So it's just a little pocket like that you can put electrolytes or like drink powders and stuff in there, or I don't know, a gel or something that you don't want to fall to the bottom. So that is a handy little pocket too. So the other pocket that there is on the back, so I'll just get a picture of that up. There's just a nice zip all the way down the back there. That is a very roomy pocket. That's great. That's what I've currently got my first aid kit in. So I'll just open that one up here. First aid kit is in there. Nice big roomy pocket. Then you've got normal, just not closable at all, but a nice big compartment in here. And actually at the top there is a mesh, smaller pocket, a small mesh pocket, where you can put little things that you don't want to disappear to the bottom of the bag. So you can't really see. Let me get the light. So it's like so. There's a bit of mesh there, and there's a key fob in here like that. So that is a really roomy, goes all the way down, nice big pocket. And there's also a hydration pocket as well, so you can put a hydration bladder all the way down here and a mesh back here. So this it feels really comfy, this mesh back, and the elastic around the armholes, that feels really comfy as well. So the whole thing is really comfy, 10 times comfier than ever before. That's what I would say. There's also some bungee here for attaching the quiver, which is the way that you would carry poles on the Salmon pack that's the most comfy. I'll get to that in a minute. So there's a loop down here as well to secure it, and I've just got a photo of that quiver there in case you don't know what I'm talking about. So this is the Salmon pole quiver, and this is what you attach to the back of most of the Salmon packs now, and you can get your poles in and out relatively easy, I would have thought. I've not actually tried one, so that will be my next thing to order from Salmon, I think. A couple of pockets that I need to mention too, up here, there's elasticated pockets just here. So there's one there, and then there's one here as well, and it's got a tiny whistle in it here, just like that. In the old pack, I think this is a kind of a backwards go for Salomon. Like in the old pack, there is two pockets up there. One's got a flap over top, and the other one has a zip on it, and that is really good. Like you can put a credit card, a car key, a house key in here, and you know for sure it's not going to come out. So I don't know why they haven't put just a zip on one of these little pockets up here, because that was a super handy feature. I know it does add weight, and that is a concern, but I would even go so far as if I really love this pack and like find it the best pack that I've got, I'd go as far as retrofitting a zip onto that, because I just want to be able to just pop my credit card or car key in there and not worry about it. Otherwise, the only zip pockets you've got is the one in the back, which you can't really access that on the move. I can just touch the zip there, but I can't meaningfully get anything out of it. You can reach back with your shoulder and put a waterproof, like, you know, if you take your waterproof off on the move, you can roll it up and you can put it in the back just here, like that. I've got a photo of me doing that earlier. There, you can reach the back there like that. So yeah, you can do that. But the other zip pocket you've got is obviously around the side here, and you want these for like easy access food and stuff. You don't want to be putting a car key in there. So I think that I would, if I was using this pack a lot, I'd retrofit a zip to one of these. Next thing that we come to is these, the chest elastic. It feels kind of thin and flimsy, but so we'll see how long it holds up for. But it's kind of hard to do them up with one hand. I just achieved it earlier, but it is a little bit tricky to do them up with one hand, but I'm getting better at it, and there we go, I've just done it with one hand, so that's good. It's the elastic goes over the clip, so the clip stays on the pack, whereas with the last pack it was the clip that went over to the other side. So you unhook the clip and then you hook the clip in to these little bits of just like webbing here, like that, and that you could really easily do with cold hands as well. But you see that these straps here, they're much more wider in the old pack, and the new pack is just this skinny bit of elastic. So we'll see how long that holds up for, but I'm sure you could replace it. Okay, so poles, right? So poles, there's two options for poles. There's the Quiver that I told you about just a minute ago, and then you can get poles to fit down the side here. So here's one I made earlier, because I used to watch Blue Peter when I was a kid, and yeah, so it fits in here, and it's really easy to do these up. There's a little a loop, and you just hook it round, and then you pull this to tighten it up as well, like that. Just tighten it like that. The only thing is, I'm just going to move this chair out of the way, is that when you start running, it starts bashing you. So I'm not sure that this is a good place for poles. So I'll just run up and down here like this. But if you've got any speed, it bashes you here. See, it's keeping bashing me like this. Now that's really annoying. I think you'd be fine like for about 10 minutes, but after an hour, that's going to be really annoying, isn't it? And it just wobbles about, and it's just because it's on this thing here, and so that wobbles about like that. So I'd be tempted to get an extra bit of Velcro and tie that, get this out of here like that, put that in a different one like there. I'd be tempted to get another piece of Velcro and like put it through here as well, or just do something to batten that down a bit more, like retrofit a bit of Velcro in there, and that would be a lot better, because it is really handy to carry them just here. They're sort of really accessible and you remember that you've got them, whereas in the Quiver, I didn't see any tightening thing on that Quiver, so I don't know how much they bash around there. I need to get that Quiver and I need to try it, but not as impressed with the poles. The best way to carry poles that I have found in a pack is the Raidlight pack, which I used for the Cape Bath Ultra. And how lazy is that? I haven't even taken the thing off yet, the number. The best way I've found to carry poles is in this pack here, where you loop the pole under this bit of elastic here and this bit of elastic here, so you carry them across the chest, which is really, really easy way of carrying them. You do feel a bit like a dog with a stick in its mouth, but it works. So that is my review of this pack, and now I'm gonna have a look through all your questions and see which packs you want me to compare it to. So I hope you've enjoyed this review, and anyone watching later, if you want to put in the comments below, then I'll try and get back to you and answer any questions that you've got on it. But thanks for watching live, everybody. I'm hoping that you got some great questions for me now. So everyone's saying hey, first of all, hey everyone, hello, sorry, maybe I should do that first. And lots of people saying it looks like a great pack, and lots of people saying that they have used their Salomon 12 set, Advanced Skin 12 set, which is this one here. Right, okay, so this is where they differ from the male one. So Trail Running South Tyrol says the bottle design is totally different to the male one. So on the new male packs, the Advanced Skin 5 and 12, then they've obviously done the same thing. So it's got the bottles in the front. Let me just show you with this one. Just pop that in there. They're just on the front. So if you've not used a Salmon pack before, then the bottles just go in the front like this. So that's totally different to the bottles on this pack, which are going right underneath the breast area there, so, whereas these ones will go right on top. So thank you for clearing that up, Trail Running South Tyrol, and I'll make the title of this film slightly different to reflect that. Okay, cool. So Yeah, the price is actually really good. Guy Greatorex is saying cheaper than the Innovate pack. He likes that. So yeah, I was really surprised. £115 for this pack. Like, I thought it would be like 140 or something like that, but 115 is actually a really, really competitive price point for Salmon. That's what I think anyway. John Gardner's saying his old Salomon Advanced Skin 12 set came with a space blanket as well. So this one didn't come with a space blanket, but maybe you can just keep the space blanket that you got with your last pack, hey? Robert Montgomery says, do the long tubes not bounce around, or can you tuck them in somewhere? Is that the Innovate pack, or look, I'll stick with this pack because I'm reviewing the Innovate pack at a different time. So the Salmon pack, yes, the tubes do wobble around, but I would say that you just need to chop them down to size. Some people might want them a bit higher. The bottles do fall down a little bit when they're not full, so just do bear that in mind when you're trimming them. I would not trim them until you've used this pack at least like for a month or so, just to make sure, and in the meantime you just have to put up with them slightly slapping you in the face. But these ones aren't too long, like you can sort of push them all the way down, push it all the way down, and also if you do chop them a little bit lower, then you can just kind of pull them up again to have a drink from. They'll slip down while you run, but you can just pull them up again and drink really easily. So that is good. Okay, Guy Greatorex on the super chat. Oh, I should have answered this one straight away. So he went to Decathlon today and saw the Salomon Speedcross 4 in there. Yeah, I know. I went to Decathlon in Cambridge just recently, and there were Salomon shoes in there. They weren't as cheap as the Decathlon shoes. There was Decathlon shoes in there for like like 40 quid and stuff like that. So I've got this idea that I want to go into Decathlon with £100 and see if I can kit myself out for trail running really well for £100. I think it's possible, but I'm just waiting for Decathlon to give me £100 so I can go and do that film. Talking to them at the moment. Okay, so Carol Jackson has been waiting for this. Brilliant, it's great to see you watching, Carol. She says it looks good so far, waiting for the butt. Presume it will hold up to 10 litres without using a bladder then. Yeah, so yeah, the bladder would definitely take away some space behind here, but what space would be taken up from here? You'd presumably get here. So you would presumably get I'll just add that there so that it's somebody. Yeah, sorry. This it keeps coming up to remind me, but I've done it now, so thanks, Guy. So yes, so if you've not got the water bottles here, then presumably you've got an extra 500 millilitres of space on each side there. So that adds up to another litre of, like, you could stuff a load of food down the front here. You could even stuff like a windproof. I don't have a windproof just here. Oh yeah, I do have a windproof just here. So like these pockets are really, really stretchy. So you can just get a windproof like this. It's just a random Montane windproof, and let's see if we can stuff one of these into these pockets here. So there. You'd look a bit funny, but you can get a ton of stuff in here. So I would say that if you had your hydration bladder in the back there, you just use these pockets instead. And Salomon is saying 8 litres, but I reckon you can stuff, these are so stretchy, I reckon you could stuff 10 litres of stuff around a hydration bladder as well, for sure. Okay, hope that answers your question, Carol. Okay, Carol Jackson says double boobing is a pain. Yeah, I know, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay if you didn't know there was any other options, but there are other options, so it's hard to go for the bottle here when you know that there's good options just underneath as well. And I mean, it's not just for women as well. I mean, some guys might find it more comfortable to have the water a bit lower down, because I mean, it is closer to your centre of gravity to have the bottles that bit further down, and you can feel a bit top heavy if you've got water that's full just right up here. So just good for both sexes to have the different options, that's what I say. Trail Running South Tyrol says the side pocket is totally different in the male version. It's gone in the 2019 male version and moved to the front. Ah, that's interesting. Okay, well, I need to get one of the men's packs in as well and do a bit of a comparison, because this pack appears to be, from online it's really hard to tell because like it just looks exactly the same. But yeah, that's really handy. Just keep those comments coming, Trail Running South Tyrol. That's really handy. Thank you. Fantastic. Oh, okay. So, Trail Running South Tyrol says that also this can be for your trash as well. Like, it's a bit fiddly for trash. I would dedicate just a normal pocket to trash and just stuff it down, because it's a bit fiddly to get it out and put it in and all that. I think that's what someone's saying, but I would have thought this was like electrolyte tablet pocket, because then it's really handy and it doesn't fall to the bottom of this pocket, which is all the way down there. So that's just what I thought anyway. Helen B saying hi. Hey Helen, how are you? Helen won our competition last month, so she's en route to getting a load of OM kit and doing some OM races as well. The OM Light race, which is in May, early May. Yep, so Helen wanted to know what price it was, so it's £115, which I think is a very good price point, which was answered already by Trail Running South Tyrol. I need to work out like how to answer the questions and do the review at the same time, because I'm like behind on everything now. If anybody's got any suggestions for me, then do type them and I'll read them out like an hour later. How about that? Okay, so John Gardner says, thanks for going back now and then to compare the older version. The new pack looks good. The old zip pocket is exactly where I put my car key. Yeah, I really want a zip pocket up here. Robert Montgomery gives a good point here actually. He says if you run by the sea, a lot of the zip gets stuck and you have to WD-40 to loosen it, as the salt really affects it. Now I've never had that because I'm like the furthest away from the sea that you could possibly get in like South Lincolnshire. So yeah, I don't have that problem. But I am going to Cornwall on holiday in 2 weeks' time, so we'll see if any of these zips get stuck. So Carol Jackson says, how adjustable are the elastic strap thingies? Oh, that's a really good point, Carol. There's one thing I've forgotten to say about that. So these, this is the adjustment for the elastic here. Just here at the chest strap, so you've got this pulley. It's actually really long. It's so long that I have actually had to tie it up in a double knot just here because it's so long. The thing that I'm kind of weirded out about this pack is that why didn't they just sew this little toggle down to the side of the pack so that when you pull it, you don't have to use another hand to make it tighter like that? Why didn't they just sew that down here so that when you pull it, it just comes through like just here? So if I was going to use this pack a lot, then I think I would stitch that down so that it just pulls like this and makes things tighter. It's really, really adjustable. You've got tons of room here yeah, there's tons of room there. So you could be quite large or quite big and still fit into this pack. This is a medium. It feels good, but if I was buying one of these, I would probably try the small as well, just to make sure that I was getting the right fit for me. I'm a size 10 to 12, sort of medium woman's size, sometimes small. So yeah, just get into a shop, fill it full of stuff as well, and run around the shop. It doesn't matter that you look like a lunatic, just do it. Put all your stuff in it that you would normally take for a long run or a race. Make sure it doesn't bounce up and down in the wrong places and that you can fit everything in and that everything's where you need it. Okay, so Stephen McKay says he's never used poles. He's contemplating them at some point. Well, I've got lots of videos on poles, so if you want to know anything about trail running, then just if you type into Google your query, so like say running poles, and then you type in wild ginger, then it will come up with whatever video that I've done on poles. So that's just a little tip for you there. So Trail Running South Tyrol should get a YouTube channel and do a review of this because he has got some really good information here. Thank you so much. So he says the Quiver is rock solid and it's the most comfortable way. So yes, I would totally agree with you. This is not good. It just bounces around at the top here and it slaps on your shoulder and on that little bone there, and that's not good. So yeah, get your Quiver and pop your poles back there and forget about them. Okay, so Bram Van Diemen says he frankenpacked the Quiver onto his Raidlight pack to store his camera and it works really well. Yeah, it's really great. Like you can frankenpack any pack like with extra elastic bands. You can put the Salmon Quiver on any pack. It doesn't have to be a Salmon pack, but you would have to sew on your own loops and bits of elastic to make it stay there. Okay, so Carol Jackson is saying she hasn't used poles yet either. She can't imagine poles across the chest being comfy, double boobing again. But it's really high. It's really high, so it's actually quite comfy. I'll just show you here with the Raidlight pack. it's done up. Lots of people saying good review, that's very kind of you. I'll just put on this Raidlight pack so you can see the difference between the way that the Raidlight poles are carried. So do that up there. And this was the pack that I used on the Cape Wrath Ultra, and it was really handy. So the poles go across here, and this is just to show you that it's not double boobing, unless your boobs are really high up. So yeah, they just go across there. So they go across, very much across the top of the boobs. But yeah, I suppose you might find them, but you need two in here to make them not slide about. You might find it a little bit, I suppose you might find it a little bit uncomfortable on the ribs just here. So maybe that's of slight concern. But for me, this is a comfortable place to have the poles, you don't bash anything anywhere. Down the sides of the pack is always a bit precarious for kind of stabbing you or catching your hand on them. The only thing you do have to remember is like going through things, but surely your poles aren't going to be wider than you. But yeah, the Salomon Quiver sounds really good, so I think the next stage for me is to get one of them and sew it onto the pack that I like best and give it a go. So there, that is how the Raidlight poles sit. So fantastic. So John Gardner wants to know, on the new pack, in the pocket, would you stuff an item of clothing or retrieve something fairly large that you can still reach while on the run? Oh yeah, so do you mean the top of the pack? Let me just demonstrate that. So if I pop this pack on again, so I did this at running club, because you always start, don't you? You always start a run and you're cold. So I get down to running club, I'm freezing cold, and I am wearing this. I'm wearing this. Oh, I should have put it on before the pack. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a full demonstration. Hannah Cooper is saying, what size do you have? I have the size medium, Hannah, and it fits me really well. I'm like a size 10. I think probably a size 10 more than a size 12. Sometimes a size 12 on the bottom half. Us ladies can be different sizes, top and bottom. So right, here we go. And pop this on. This is how I was dressed at running club yesterday. I had a t-shirt on, well, I had that pink long sleeve Salomon top on, and then I had this on. So after about 10 minutes running, I'm really hot. So I'm running. I don't want to stop. I'm a running leader. I can't just stop in the middle of a run. So I did this as I ran. I'm still running, still running, still running, still running. This is an elite maneuver, by the way. Not many people can do this. You have to practice, otherwise you fall on your face. So then you get your hands under here and you pull the coat up. You're still running along. You can't do this going at like immense speed, by the way. This is just jogging. So then you pull one arm out and you're just jogging along. Here we go. You've got one arm out. You're still jogging along. Check your watch. Are we going the right pace? Yes, that's fine. Then you pull this down like this, still running along. Then you pull it all one side like this, still running, 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 running. And then you've got it here, you scrunch it up and still running along, and then you find the back here and you post it in like that. Da da da, there we go. I call that elite maneuver number 5. There are 4 more, so keep watching to find out what they are while Ginger running. Heard it here first. Okay, so that's how you do that, John. So Stephen Mackey asks the question, is £115 worth it? Okay. I will come to that at the end, because that will be like the round off, I think. So Arlene M is asking, the wide straps on the shoulders look like they might chafe your shoulders. They haven't so far, but if you've got a pack that's super comfy, but the only thing that is bothering you is chafing around the shoulders, then I would suggest getting a top with a collar, and usually they have a zip as well, so it's quite good for ventilation. So on all my longer races, just in case the pack starts to rub, I do usually wear a t-shirt with a collar. Innovate used to do a really nice one. I don't know if they do it still, but they probably do a collared t-shirt. And you just put the collar up like this, and then you don't get any rubbing here. So this one hasn't rubbed yet, but I'll keep you posted. It might have just been riding up just because I'm sat down, but yeah, just give it a pull like that and you've got loads of t-shirt space here. So they feel really comfy, actually. Hope that helps you, Arlene. So that's great. I'll get to Stephen Mackey's question at the end. So Stephen, worth it. Worth it. Question mark. Okay, I'll do that at the end. It's kind of a round off question. Okay, so then Trail Running South Tyrol says, oh yes, like this could be for like sticky open gel packs. Yeah, that is also true because they are really sticky, aren't they? So yeah, yeah, if anyone is watching this afterwards, if you want to comment about where you put your trail running garbage, your litter, then let me know. What do you do? Do you dedicate a whole pocket to it? Would you prefer a little bag like this, or what do you do? One thing we do not do is definitely not drop it on the floor. Once in a race in Italy, I picked up so many gel wrappers on the floor, like it was literally a mountain, and I stuffed the whole of had this Raidlight Olmo 5 on, and it had this like waist pack thing around here, which was really useful actually. It was stretchy, and on it had like this sized little pouch, and I was shoving all the litter down it like that. And then at the end it made a pile in my lap, and the race organisers were really proud of me, and they mentioned it over the loudspeaker. Felt like a right div. Okay, Trail Running South Tyrol says regarding the side pocket, he meant the zippered pocket. In the male version there's a zippered pocket on the top in the front and a mesh one in the side. Oh, just here. Ah, right, okay, so the men's Advanced Skin 12 still has that zippered pocket. That's good to know. I think that's something that they shouldn't have taken away from this pack. So I would, if I use this a lot, just retrofit a zip. Lucky Trail Runner, hello. It's great to see you on the live chat. He says he's from Cornwall and I will love it. Yes, I've been to Cornwall a couple of times before, but not particularly like whilst having been a runner, so I'm really looking forward to running along the coastal paths. Guy Raytrek says, do I think it's better than the Innovate pack? So the one I just showed you, I haven't actually worn that Innovate pack yet. This is the Race Ultra Pro 2-in-1. The other Innovate pack that I have worn is the All Terrain Pro, and that's also a 2-in-1 pack. I wouldn't say that it's better or worse actually. When I do this pack review, I'll also include the All Terrain Pro in that as just for comparison purposes, and I'll let you know then whether I think the Innovate pack is better than this one. But it's just like, it just sometimes comes down to the fact that there's just different features on different packs. So for some people the Innovate one will be better, for some people the Salomon one will be better, and for some people like a Montane or a Raidlight pack will be better. So and at the end I'll tell you about a couple of budget options as well, just so you can get an idea of whether £115 is worth it. So Trail Running South Tyrol says he promised a review of his 12 litre. He did record some video clips, but he has to compile them. Okay, we'll just send them over to me and I'll edit it for you. Okay, send it on WeTransfer to the email address in my, the business email address in my YouTube channel, and I'll like cobble something together and get a bit of a review on my Q&A or something for you. So Bram Van Diemen says he used poles in the Ardennes last Saturday. They're really useful. Yep, they are. Yep, check out my pole videos. Just type into YouTube Wild Ginger Running poles. Several videos coming up there. So we won't get off topic here because I got tons to talk about and I've only got 15 minutes left. Eek. So lots of people appreciating the manoeuvre, the elite manoeuvre number 5 that I just performed there with the jacket taking off under the pack, which I just think it makes me even cooler than Kilian Jornet personally. Oh, Trail Running South Tyrol, which is like having a random intermittent conversation here. Trail Running South Tyrol says, no, it doesn't have that zippered pocket. You've got to pull up an image from salmon.com so you'll see it. Okay, I'm going to do that right now because we need to solve this once and for all. So here I'm looking now at the men's trail running packs for Salomon. So I'm clicking on that. And then we're going to come to, is the pack worth it? So I'm going to click on the Advanced Skin 12 set. And I'm going to have a look at where the zip pockets are. Okay, there's tons of pictures here. And, okay, so the men's pocket has a pocket that goes all the way along the back. Like all the way along. I see what you mean now. And there's pockets to the side there. And a pocket there. Okay. Yeah, so there's like a pocket underneath for the men's, and there's zippered pockets at the side, at the front here. Okay, so the men's is actually quite a bit different to to the women's. So, right, so the men's, the bottles are still here, and then then there's a zipper pocket there. I'm just going to take a screen grab and show you, just so that you can get a real feel for the differences between these two packs. So just talk amongst yourselves whilst I do that. Okay, Advanced Skin set of others. Very handsome man posing here on the Salomon website in a very kind of modelly, posy way. It's quite funny. Okay, here we go. This is a shot of the Advanced Skin. So there's zips at the front there, and the women's pack just does not have them. So they are a little bit different, but essentially very similar. Lots of similar features in there. The other thing that the men's pack has got, which the women's doesn't, seems to be this pack here. I can't. Let me just get this screen grab. Oh, screen grab's so handy. So I'm just going to put this picture up for you, the other comparison to the men's. Okay, so can you see in the middle there, he's sort of putting his, in the picture on the right at the top, he's putting his hand along the bottom there. There's sort of like a pocket along the bottom of the bag. So that isn't happening on the women's at all. So that would be super handy. I really like a pocket there. So that would be really cool. So yeah, so that's the difference between the men's and the women's. So great, fantastic. So that has been my review of the Salomon Advanced Skin 8-set pack, which is designed specifically for women. So thank you very much for watching that. And now there's a couple more things that I want to tell you about. So I want to tell you about who we are talking to next week on the chat. So next week is the 20th of March, and we are going to be live with none other than Harry Runs, who has his own YouTube channel. He's way more subscribers than me. He's much more well established, so I'm really psyched that he's letting me interview him for my YouTube channel. So he's going to come on and chat to us at 8:30 next Wednesday, and what we're going to be talking to him about is he's actually vegan, and he's had a great year in 2018. He's done really, really well at the CCC and other races besides, and so he's going to be telling us what he eats in a day as a vegan athlete, because I'm really intrigued as to like what he eats, like breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, on race day and on normal days as well, like if he's got a heavy training day or if he's on a rest day. So we're going to drill the heck out of Harry Runs about how to be vegan and successful at running, because that's like a super interesting, really topical topic, I think. So that's what we're going to be talking to Harry about. And then I also thought, seeing as he's a coach and he's doing really well in all his races, I'd also want to ask him a few questions about speed as well. So if you've got any questions for Harry from Harry Runs, check out his YouTube channel, have a look at what he usually posts up there, and get your questions over to me. Anyone who's a $10 patron and above, I'll be prioritising your questions, so I'll put a post out on the Patreon page so you can add your comments there as well. Guarantee that I can ask them to Harry. So really, really excited about that for the next week. I've got him booked in because he lives in Thailand, so he can't do the chat live unless he is elsewhere. And he's actually coming back to Wales, where he's from. He's I think his real name's Harry Jones. So he's from Wales originally, so he's going to be back in Europe and in Wales, so he's able to chat with us next week at 8:30. So make sure you tune in to find out all about vegan nutrition, like day in the life, food of an athlete, and how to get faster as well, because who doesn't want to do that? Actually, not me. I don't mind anymore. I'm not really about speed anymore. More about just looking at the nice views and chatting to everyone. Then the week after, we will be looking at the Innovate Race Pro Ultra. Doesn't it look amazing? It's like 2 packs in one. It's 2 in 1. This thing clips off and you get a small pack and a big pack in one. So that's a really good value. Oh, that reminds me about the value issue. Yes, Stephen Mackey. Sorry. Let's rewind. Rewind to Stephen Mackey's question. Is this good value at £115? Well, compared to previous Salmon packs that I'm sure I've seen in shops for £140, that doesn't seem too bad. This seems like a good offering from Salomon at £115. The Montane Jaws pack If I'm not wrong, you can get this for, well, retail price is about 90, so maybe you can get this for about, like sometimes it's like a third off, so maybe you can get these for about £60 online now. So yeah, it's expensive, but the price will probably go down after it's been out for a while, as these things always do. So you could always wait a little while, like if your current pack's okay, you could wait and see if it goes a bit lower in price. But I think £115 is about the going rate for a really good quality pack like this, where they've done loads of research and design with using athletes like Kilian Jornet, Emily Forsberg, all the usual crowd. So if you don't have the likes of 115 quid to spend on a pack, because not many of us do, I wouldn't if I didn't do this as a job, so I totally understand, then you could pop into Decathlon and get one of these. So this is the trail running, the Kalonji trail running backpack. It's 10 litres and it's okay. It's like quite similar to the Salmon one. It does everything that you need. You'll have to buy bottles with it as well, which are from Decathlon, like 8 quid or something like that. So you do have to buy bottles, and everything's not quite kind of perfect, but it's workable as a pack and it will work. So get yourself one of these first, then if trail running becomes your massive hobby, then go for the burn with a £115 pack. Then also you could go for this brand that I've been talking about quite a lot actually online, called Aonijie, and these packs are also really similar to like most race vests out there, with all these pockets up front, which is what you want, and bottle pockets here. You will have to buy bottles usually again, and that does whack the price up a bit, do remember that. But if you've got bottles from an older pack, then you're already sorted. You can actually just put a normal bottle in here, just by the way. Like I've been on runs where I haven't had a bottle and I just put a normal 500ml water bottle from a shop in there. You don't have to have a squidgy one, but they are easier and better, and they don't swish around. So this one it's got a zip over the top, so it's harder to do that whole like putting stuff in the back business, but that's another option. You can get these online from like £35 to £40. There's a 5 litre version, there's a 10 litre version, so it's worth considering. But I think that what you're paying for with this £115 pack is that lots of things are really good, but then no pack's ever perfect to everyone. So sometimes you end up kind of franken-packing your rucksack, and like, you know, I'd sew a zip on here and stuff like that. But I just think the comfort and the fit on this pack is definitely better, especially for women, than these. That's just my thoughts anyway. So I think if you can splash the cash, it is worth it to get a pack like this, just for the quality, the durability, the build quality, durability, and just that everything is mostly in the right place. But if you're on a tight budget, you won't go much wrong with an Aonijie or a Decathlon pack. They're the two ones that I've found that are really good. But just remember, you would have to buy the bottles as well, so that ups the price from £40 to more like kind of £50, and then you're like, well, why not just spend another £20-30 getting a really good one? So yes, that is my thoughts on that. Carol Jackson, oh sorry, we're back to packs again. Quick, Carol Jackson wants to know how it compares to the Montane pack. The Montane pack is really nice. It's really comfy. The bottles are down by your side. There is one zip pocket here, as well as a elasticated pocket here. That I like the zip pocket less if you're going to carry water in here, because the water sort of falls out as you undo the zip. Not the water, but the bottle falls out. The main differences are, this is nice, you've got a zip up here and a little pocket up here. The main difference is that there's slightly less pockets on this one, because there's not another pocket here. So you've got your water, but there's not then this extra pocket just here as well, which is super handy for like gels and like shoving bits of food in there. Then the pocket here, like again, there's only one pocket here and it's just a stuff pocket, whereas with Salomon you've got a zip pocket and you've got a stuff pocket like that. So you've just got like double pocket opportunities with the Salomon packs. That's why Salomon packs over the years have been my favourites, because they just seem to have pockets everywhere and they're always really accessible, apart from this weird pocket here which is not accessible at all, and I'd rather have that one that the men have that goes under the bottom. Also with the Montane one, it is zips as well, and this one has got a zip at the back, but it's also got the stuffing area just here as well, and I love a pack that you can just stuff something in the top of, like especially a jacket or gloves, stuff like that. So that's why I go for a Salmon pack over the Montane pack, but it's totally up to you. Like, you might not be able to do this maneuver anyway, so it might not make any difference to you whether you have zips here or not zips. Also with zips, you definitely make sure that stuff doesn't come out. Like, I've shoved too much down here before and it's kind of worked its way out and kind of exploded on me, so there is that consideration as well. This is a really decent pack. Like, I could use this pack no problems. It's fine. I really like it. Not as many options for the stowing of poles that I can see. You could probably put them across here in a way. That might be quite a good way of putting poles in, actually. I don't know if you could get that tight enough, but yep, see, that's there. You could put some poles across there maybe. But yeah, there's just more pockets in the Salmon one. This one's really light too. I can't remember how much it weighs, but probably because it's got less pockets. Okay, so Gear Tutorials is saying Aonijie do their own soft flasks for about £3 each. That's great. Okay, so not even adding too much on for the soft flasks. Okay, fab. Great. Cool. So I think I answered all those questions. Sorry, Stephen, for forgetting your question there. Stephen also says he currently uses a Salomon 10 Trail. It's good. The cross strap is a bit awkward, but it's £35 and not waterproof. Cool. That is great. Michael Powell says he's currently using the Aonijie and it's fine. Bram Van Diemen says you should check out the Instinct packs. They should be very accessible. I have never heard of Instinct. I'm going to write that down. Instinct packs. Okay. Instinct packs. Okay, so Carol Jackson's got back to me. She says that makes sense. Fantastic. Good to hear that I am making sense and helping you out there, Carol. That's fantastic. Okay, so I was talking about Harry Runs coming on the channel next week. He's on the channel next week. Then we've got the Innovate Race Pro 2-in-1 Ultra Pack reviewed after that while I'm on holiday in Cornwall. So it's going to be getting some good use on the Cornish coastal path. Then I want to tell you about the Wild Ginger Running Buffs that have come in. Look at these. Isn't this cool? I'm just going to model one here. I'll just put this up. Well, obviously you're not going to wear it like that, but look at that. These are really cool. What do you think? Aren't they amazing? So basically, I got these made with Om, who ran the competition. We ran the competition with them last week. So make really badass outdoor gear. Like, they're all about mountain marathons and stuff, but they also make just like waterproofs and base layers and running packs as well. Oh, I better get their latest one to review on here. And then Buff, the other logo on there, just there, Buff, they make these, like, they're the original maker of this type of a tubular headband. So I've teamed up with both of them to get a load of these made with my logo on as well. Should probably get, if you do it in the mirror, then you can see, like, you can like make my logo appear a bit better. Okay, there you go. There's the Wild Ginger Running logo. So these buffs are about to be sent out. So they're in those envelopes over there. That's them in envelopes. And I'm going to the post office tomorrow to send these out to the patrons that have signed up for the tier where you get the buff. So now, I can't sell these, unfortunately, because of the arrangement with and Buff. They've given these to me for free, so I'm not allowed to sell them, and they're only available to patrons who have signed up to the right tier and been loyal for the right amount of time. So check out Patron. It's patron.com/wildgingerrunning, and basically you sign up to the $10 tier there. That's per month, and for that you get your questions answered preferentially. So I tell you what's going to be in the live chat, and I make sure that I definitely answer your questions, which reminds me, I haven't actually checked if any patron questions came into the live chat because I did it late today, which was bad. Okay, let's just check if there's any patron questions that I've missed. Okay, that looks like that's fine. Okay, no, that's fine. I've answered them all. That's great. So So yeah, I answer your questions preferentially and you get one of these after 3 months of loyalty. These are actually worth £13, so that's really cool. Thank you so much to and to Buff for giving them to me for free. And in a few weeks' time, they've sent me a load of other like Buff items, so I'm going to do a film of like how to use the Buff. Like there's tons of like different ways that you can wear them, and there's hats and like neck warmers and stuff as well that you can get. So I'm going to do a film about all of that in a couple of weeks' time, so watch out for that as well. So cool, lots of people saying on the live chat that it looks cool, so that is great. Looking forward to sending these out tomorrow. And then the other thing that I need to tell you about is that the competition for this month. So the competition this month is here. Ta-da! March competition. So what we have in this month's competition is an Innovate jacket, which is an amazing waterproof jacket, the Storm Shell. It's worth £170. Isn't that amazing? We have the All Terrain Pro running pack, which I currently have in my house, and I will send it to you after I've used it to help me review the Innovate pack in the next gear chat. Then there is entry to 4 Maverick races. That's the top right hand corner of the screen. Those races are sponsored by Innovate, so you can have your place on their choice of their original, X, Ultra and Dark series races, and that's worth £175 if you do the longer one from all of them. Then there's a Lumifit vest. These are £14 on Amazon at the moment if you want one for night running. They're really, really cool. I used them, I reviewed them in my Q&A 2 weeks ago, so check that out. Just type in Wild Ginger Running Q&A if you want, or go on the playlist, the Wild Ginger Running Q&A playlist, and check out the second to last Q&A. I reviewed them in that, and this is basically a reflective top that you wear for night running. Put on if you've got any road sections really, rather than trail. And it's got flashing red lights at the back and flashing or not flashing white lights at the front, and you also get 2 little cuffs as well to put on your arms, like armbands. Then we've got a Wild Running book by Jen and Sim Benson, worth £17. So that's got tons of routes in, and it's really, really fantastic. It's on my bookshelf behind me, so I'm just going to get that so I can show it to you. And this time I've got a second prize and a third prize as well. So the second prize, so the first prize gets all that, it's like 500 quid's worth of trail running stuff. The second prize will get another one of these Wild Running books from Jen and Benson, which looks amazing. Like there's so many inspiring routes in there. Look at that, look at that. Oh, they've written me a nice note, that's nice. And there's pictures, like you'll read that. Like this is like in and around London. There's trail runs like in and around London. If you live in London, you need to get this book. So then at the back, it's all the maps. So you've got no excuse. You've just got to get out and you've got to use this book, and you can explore so many cool trails. So that is for the second prize winner as well. Then for the third prize winner, third name picked out of the hat, they'll get this book by Bella Mackie, which I really need to read because it's how running saved her life. So that sounds really interesting. Like basically she was a wreck. She was like really anxious, depressed, nervous, just didn't even go out of her house, and then she started running, and all of a sudden, hey presto, it just completely cured her of everything. So that sounds like an amazing book. Sounds like if you could put that book in a pill and take it, then it would be worth a lot of money. So there we go. So there's a first prize, second prize, third prize, and to be in with a chance to win, just pop onto my Patreon page, patreon.com/wildgingerrunning, and you can see how you can get involved. So thank you very much for watching. I think I've answered everybody's questions. Hello to Rich Simpson, who says hi, sorry for missing this. He had to get out for a nighttime trail run. I definitely, if you need to go for a run, watch this later. Never miss a run for watching this. Always just watch this when you've got time later. So thank you very much for everyone for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this review of the Salmon Advanced Skin 8-set pack, especially for the ladies. Sorry if some of the information that I had about the men's pack was totally wrong, but hopefully we cleared that up during the broadcast. Okay, so hello to all the amazing patrons who are watching. I'm starting to recognise everybody's names that's coming up there. John Gardner's saying it sounds like the prizes are very good and he's enjoyed the show. And yeah, so thank you very much for watching. You've all been fantastic, loved all your questions. Keep them coming in the comments below as well. Any videos that I do, just comment below. It's absolutely fantastic. I'm here for you guys, so just ask me all the questions that you want and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So cheers guys, thanks for a great evening once again, and I shall be back next week talking to Harry Runs. So patrons, get your questions ready for Harry, and we're just gonna grill him to shreds on what he eats and how to get faster on the trails. So lovely to hear from everyone. So hi to Guy and hi to Helen as well as John there for saying hi. And I will be back next week with another show all about Harry Runs. Woo! I'll see you then. See you guys. Bye.